Hello everyone, thanks for coming back. It's Jess here, the owner of Gigi's Custom Dips, and I'm here today to show you guys how to do a dip mani with a solid and a flaky dip powder. So this one's pretty easy. It doesn't take a ton of skill, just a few good tools and our products, and you're good to go. So what I do is, first of all, this is my non-dominant hand, so you'll have to forgive me. I did record my other hand too, but I wanted to show you guys the non-dominant hand just so that you can see that we all struggle with that hand as well, but practice does make perfect. So I usually start with one color and then switch to the other. So I'm starting here with Hawaii Sunset with our liquids, using the base to apply a thin layer and then dipping into the jar. Sometimes I like to pour over, but this time I'm dipping. So, and then always using the cuticle tool, the precision tool, to go around the cuticles after, which helps you get a really flush blend into your nail. So I'm doing the thumb, pointer, and middle all in the solid, which is Hawaii Sunset, and it's also a glow, and the glow on this one is super bright. It's definitely a fan favorite. I didn't have it on the shelf for quite some time because I couldn't get the pigment in, but it is back, and I couldn't be more excited. So I'm a little late getting this one out. I definitely recorded this a couple weeks ago, but life gets ahead of me, and that's okay. So this is a little late for my fall girls. You guys are probably ready for some fall manis, but I figured this was just a good tutorial no matter what color I'm using to show how easy it is to get super flawless, easy, professional looking nails at home. So that was my first dip of Hawaii Sunset, and I usually do 2 dips on top of jelly tips, if not 3. So for this time, I'm just gonna stick with the solid and go in for my second dip. And then once I'm done this color, I'll switch to the flaky. So I'm going to speed up the process just a little bit so that you can see me work through all my steps here. But once I switch over to the flaky dip, I will be back. We're back, and this is the summer freebie from 2024, so this year, and it was probably one of my favorite freebies yet. It glows and it matches with Hawaii Sunset and has the most beautiful flaky shift to it. So if you didn't grab this one, that sucks because it was super awesome. So as you can see, just like the solid, it lays super flat and applies beautifully. Flakies can seem a bit scary at first, but once you try them, you'll quickly see how easy they are to use and how they just melt right into the dip powder underneath. So I am doing the dip method also for this one, but I actually kind of lay my nail flat. So I flip my hand over and lay my nail into the powder. I just find you get more flakes or even glitters if you're using glitter or foils when you do the laying flat as opposed to dipping your finger into the powder. It just kind of pushes those particles off instead of making them stick like when you lay flat into it. So I automatically just do that. And then that way you get like a strong saturation of glitter or flakes or whatever it is that you're using. It makes the process better if you're a sparkly girl like me. So I also usually try not to dust too much off. I do it on layer 2, and then layer 3, sometimes I will do like a light dust, but sometimes I'll just go straight into activator so that I can have the most flakes there, because as soon as you get dusting, anybody who knows, who's used flakies know, they fly everywhere. So as soon as you start brushing those off, they are no longer in the nail. So if you can see, I just kind of like press them in. That also helps when the glue is still a little bit wet, or the base is still a little bit wet. You can just use your finger to press down on the flakes and the powder into the base, and that will help them all just adhere, and you should lose less flakies this way. So hopefully that's helpful for somebody. For me, I like the most glitter possible, just as sparkly as possible, 24/7. So yeah, as you can see, it's pretty much done there. I'm giving it a light little dust, and I was able to press most of them in with that last dip, but I'm going for one more, and very thin coat, and just lay it in there lightly. Little press down, tap, 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 so that we don't lose them. Important to do it right away while the base is still wet, like I said. That way they can really stick in. If you don't like getting stuff all over your fingers, then I recommend a glove on the opposite hand, or you can use like some saran wrap or something just to cover your fingers so you don't have to get it on you. But for me, I just use a file after and kind of file it off. Yeah, so now I'm going in with the activator and just trying to get all the flakies to stay. So I'm activating every nail thoroughly just to make sure that everything's saturated and covered. Even though I already did these ones, I'm going to go in with dip top coat today. So this is going to freshly activate. Very important to do that, or else your top coat will not dry. So always reactivate, even if you did what I did, started with one color and ended with another. Sometimes it's good just to wait till the very end to activate everything. I didn't in this video, but yeah, so as you can see, the dip goes pretty smooth. That's my other hand that I already had done. The dip goes pretty smoothly on, even without filing. So with the right application techniques and good products, you can get really nice looking nails by yourself. So for this one, I decided I would record the filing for all of you who ask to see how I do it. This is me filing the entire nail from start to finish. On this side, I use this file is my favorite. I do have like gray files as well that don't have the little design on them, and they're the same grit. They're just as good, but these ones are my favorite because they're pretty. And yeah, anyway, so I file all sides of the nail just to make sure everything's smooth. And then sometimes I go in with the buffer after, which we also have a boomerang foam buffer that's awesome for shining it up. But sometimes I don't, just because if I like to do gel top coat, it just leaves a little grip for it to stick to. But yeah, I smooth everything out with the file so that the top coat is flawless. So I will speed this up so that you guys can see, but you don't have to listen to me yakking in your ear the whole time. And if you have any questions about the filing or anything else, don't be shy to leave it in the comments. I will get back to you with an answer. So hopefully this little filing bit helps and just shows you a little closer on how I achieve my nails. I find it's all in the filing. Super important. It just perfects the shape. You already kind of get the shape with the jelly tips if you're using those. But on top of that, the filing just really perfects it and makes everything crisp and smooth. So, like I say, do not be shy to file away. And I didn't in this video, but you should usually protect your powders with a clear top coat, just to make sure that some of them do change a little bit when you file into them. Not this one in particular, but on occasion you'll run into that problem. So topping with clear coat is always the best option, and it adds a little bit of longevity too, so that your dip doesn't want to crack, because the clear is the strongest of all the powders with no pigment in there. So it's just 100% acrylic, which is helpful. So anyways, here it is, and I'll be back. So as you can see, I like to hold the file flat and then kind of move my finger with it so that it just is, I find it easier for the non-dominant hand. And I definitely try to get in as much as I can around the cuticle to make sure that it is all level and flush with my nails. Those are the two most important things that will make them look very professional. And also you don't get any hair snags. Staying away from your cuticle during jelly tip application, and as well as using the precision tool, really helps keep that cuticle line crisp and clean for each mani. So little tips and tricks that I find help me, and then filing really, really low down in that area, to again try and make it flush with your nail, just helps with the whole look and the wear and longevity of your nail. So I hope you guys find this helpful. For me, this is the best way to file and get my end look. I know a lot of people like to use a power file, but just for me, I find this is how I can kind of like use my hands, feel it out, and make sure everything's smooth and perfect. So yeah, next we're going to go in with the activator just to smooth everything out. And then we are doing the dip top coat today. So I usually go for gel just because even though I still have to wait for a minute for it to cure, it just seems like less time than waiting for the dip. Really, it's not. It's about the same. But with the dip, you go in with the top coat right after the activator, which is what I'm applying here now. And then you wait for 30 seconds or so. I wait until I see a crinkle on the shine. So I find that sometimes when you count, depending on how heavy-handed you are with the top coat, the 30 seconds may not be enough if you do a lot of top for your first layer and you don't go sparingly. So if you do go not sparingly, but just like a normal amount, it should be around 30 seconds of a wait for the first layer to kind of start to cure and crinkle. And then once you see that, I go in with a nice thick layer of top coat again for the second layer, and then within a minute it will be fully dry and ready for you to go. So here I am just waiting for the crinkle, and I'm trying to show you so that you can kind of see what I'm talking about, but it kind of just starts to not separate, but just like crinkle. There's no better way to explain it. But it's just like a slight thing. And when you see that happen, that's when you go in for your second layer of top coat. So there I was, being patient, waiting for my crinkle, and I spotted it. So now I go in with a good amount of top coat and just making sure I cover everywhere and nice and thick so that it's super glossy. And yeah, after that, it's just a waiting game for about a minute until she dries. So now that I'm done applying the top coat, I am going to wait 1 minute and then it will be ready to go. So thank you for watching. Hopefully this helps some people out. It's actually much easier than it looks, and it's super fun to do. We have too much fun doing our nails, so thanks for sticking around. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to check out the glow at the end. Have a great day, guys, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more helpful videos on how to DIY dip. And don't forget to hydrate your cuticles. I am the absolute worst for this. I have gardener's hands and hairdresser hands, and my hands are pretty much always dry 24/7. And I never ever remember to put my cuticle oil on. So don't be like me. Use your cuticle oil daily to keep your nails super healthy and your skin nice and hydrated. And enjoy our new scents that we came out with about a month and a half ago. So anyways, take care, guys, and have a great one. See you on the next one.